A very warm welcome to all our beautiful viewers that are joining us with Speakspire with Sajee. Today you are watching us on Fin TV Los Angeles on channel 31.7, a channel that's free to air. This is your space where stories come alive, journeys inspire, and the voices truly matter. Today, we are not only bringing you a show, but we are bringing you passion and music all the way from Sri Lanka to our studio. We love to welcome two wonderful guests that are here from Sri Lanka, all the way at our Walter J Studios here in Los Angeles, California. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome Rajitha Rupasinghe, the leader of the band Misty, together with Radika Rajavelu, a name that needs no introduction in the music industry. We warmly welcome both of you here today to our studios.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Sajee.
Thank you so much, Rajitha. Thank you, Radika. It's wonderful to have you both here. So let's get started by talking about how you got into music industry.
Well, music runs in our family. Actually, my mom and my uncle.
Okay.
That's where everything happens to me because they are not professional singers, but they sing, and that runs in the blood. Music, at the age of 5, me and my brother, we both sing and we dance and we, do all sorts of things. But taking it to the professional scale, that all happens thanks to my alma mater later. I was firstly, I educated at Dudley Siranayaka Vidyalaya in Narayanpeta.
Right.
Later on to Mahanama College, where I elevated and excelled my musical journey and my career while I was doing my advanced level.
Right.
So that is probably my stepping stone into professional scale, although I was not professionally singing at that time.
Okay.
But there onwards, there
was no stopping you. Right. I mean, we actually witnessed this last night, right? Because we had a show here in Los Angeles, California. We got to see you firsthand, right in front of you to see that energy and how it all comes into play. So Radika, going over to you, how did you begin your performing career?
I began actually as I love singing, so my passion is singing, and my mom found out my hidden talent. I was never into music when I was schooling, so my school is whole family convent.
Right.
So, but after my O-levels, I just wanted to sing, and I found this one of my friends, and was doing little parties, but not as professional, just as a hobby I did it. After a while, professionally I started with Gypsies in 2003. Yeah, that's how it all began. Yeah.
That's quite incredible.
Yes.
So, talking about music and performing, right? It's not an easy task, and I'm sure for both of you, because you guys are like two sought after, incredible artists. You are doing your solo performances, and you with Misty. Misty is a leading band in the industry. I would say the most leading dance band, right? It's #1 to us. We feel that way. So it's not an easy task to be able to sustain your stability in the industry. So going over to you, Rajitha, how do you define that?
Well, right from the word go, the kind of capability, that musicality that I had, and I don't want to categorize myself at the beginning, but later on I discovered that I am more a dance band. Misty as a brand, as a dance band where people we entertained over the years. Right. Halfway through what we did as a band, that elevated us and the crowd embraced us by listening and watching us, that I think took me to another level, and we were known among the Sri Lankans, both locally and overseas, as a dance band.
Right.
And I carried on even up to now. Our strength is dance music. But that doesn't mean that we do all sorts of events, like shows to concerts to, various corporate events too. But Misty, over the years, I mean, we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary next year.
Exactly, yes.
2027, it's going to be a
A
benchmark.
big year for you guys.
Big year as a dance band. And here we are, and going great guns, and people still, comes and they enjoy our music wherever we perform.
Right. And I'm sure you would have a lot to talk about all your band members this time as well, right? Because it's one thing to perform and to be out, but to be able to remain in the industry and still be on the top for 30 years, that speaks for itself,
yeah.
right? So it needs no more words, but I mean, obviously it's explained there. So how have you guys been able to do it for 30 years? I'm sure it's not an easy task because, it's a lot of rehearsals, it's a lot of time consuming. I'm sure you find it quite overwhelming at times. So how have you been facing those challenges?
Well, it's about how you take it. Right. Music as a profession.
Right.
Let me, what I can tell you is, our parents, I'm sure that most of our parents back in the days doesn't want their children to be musicians.
Right.
But we take it so passionately because that's our passion,
right.
That's our talent. And we, and especially I have to always, I was determined to be a professional musician.
Wow.
I just want to please my parents, by doing hotel school or doing my elementary in hotel hospitality. And then I was also a trainee. I was at Eric Rajapaksa's.
Okay.
Or while I was working there, automatically I was transformed into a trainee optometrist.
Oh.
I never want to do that.
That's quite interesting to know.
It's just that I just want to please
them, right?
Impress my parents.
Right.
But my real talent is always right from the word go to sing and to make people happy.
Exactly, and that's exactly what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
and that's what we saw coming from you, to be able to witness that moment and be a part of it, the energy that we get and the vibe, everything that you guys transform us into completely different people as well. So that's what we love about you guys, So Rajitha, you touched on a great point. So you were saying you were doing things as a kid and an adult growing up, doing things to please your parents. But once when you identify your passion, how do you see it? How do you think you should actually, step forward?
Yeah, I think even, these days, the younger generation, I must tell you, they are very, very passionate and take a professional approach to what they do.
Right.
The key word is professionalism. Because we as musicians, now you can see how music and performing arts has taken to a different level and how seriously they take it, and which is a fantastic approach, I believe, because music is a profession. In our parts of the world,
right.
Especially South Asia or Asia, you take it. Back in the days, if you go back 20, 30 years ago, it's
right.
a different mindset.
Exactly.
But now, and it's always pleasing to see, I think Misty is concerned right from the word go, because to take a professional approach and to become this is our livelihood, and then to sustain ourselves for nearly 30 years, I think I'm proudly say that it's an achievement for us.
Right, exactly. And kudos to all you guys.
Also, let me remind you that because we get inspired by seeing professionals like Sunil Pereira.
Yeah.
Definitely, I must tell you, I take a greater respect by acknowledging somebody like him, because by looking at a band like Gypsies
Right.
has given me a lot of confidence, and the thought process and the learning curve by looking at a band like Gypsies
Yeah.
Right.
is a absolute pleasure and honor. I'm lucky to
To
see.
have been able to
Initially,
associate.
in my childhood days, I listened to Gypsies on the radio.
Right.
They had a program called Gluco Rasa Adapaya.
Uh-huh.
So I listened to this. I don't know. I was like so into Gypsies music.
Right.
And then I was lucky, and it was a privilege for me to share the same stage
With
with
late Mr. Sunil Pereira.
yeah.
Who is the legend that we
Yeah.
lost.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sadly, yes. So, would you say you were quite inspired by him back
Absolutely, yes. I always, it's an honor and a privilege to get to know him
then? Right.
on and off the stage.
Right.
We quite often we meet off the stage, because the moments that I spend time with him at his studio or at his office, and I learn greater things.
Right.
Taking the music into a professional approach.
Right.
The learns that I learned a lot from him. Not only music. Take
A lot about life.
Yes.
And how.
it's about taking a professional approach to the music industry. How you become a professional musician.
Right.
That helps me a lot.
And it speaks a lot, just to hear it coming from a legend like you about another legend that, that we have sadly lost. But for you to remember every single thing that you learned from him, and to be able to share that with everyone that's, watching us, because it's important for us never to forget our roots, right? But we basically learn from someone. So it's simply amazing, Rajitha, coming from you. I can see the passion in your eyes, towards the music, and when you talk about someone, how you tear up and how you speak so passionately about that person. And going over to you, Radika, you had the privilege of actually working with late Sunil Pereira.
I always say it's a blessing from God for me to work with him over a decade.
Right.
So I have gathered a lot of knowledge about music, discipline, a lot of things.
Right.
So, yeah.
So you used to be a part of a lot of bands in the past, but now you go as a solo artist. And is this the first time that you joined Misty on a tour?
No, we have done it before, right? I think last year we
It's
did one
first,
in Toronto.
It's a first outing to USA with Misty.
With Misty, yes.
So how has that experience been?
It's
Performing
good.
with
Yeah,
Misty. Obviously,
performing
you have
with Misty
performed
is
with
not
Misty.
a new thing for
Right.
me.
Exactly.
So, we have been working together
For a long
most
time.
of the time. So yeah, it's not a new thing. Yeah, it's
Right.
fun and.
Yeah, and when we see you guys on stage, obviously, as we grow up, we see different idols from all these international fame, right? Be it Elvis Presley, be it Beyonce, Tina Turner. We see all those people in you too. Like every single song that you sing, brings out a completely different personality, right? So this question is to both of you, because it's not an easy thing when you perform, that electrifying, the energy that you put out there. It's a lot. So how do you keep yourself so strong
and
filled
fit.
with all that strength and stamina to go on for hours? Because like we got to speak a little bit earlier today, we've seen bands perform, and I've seen them going on for like an hour and a half, but you guys go way beyond that timeline, and it takes a lot of energy,
Yeah.
Lots of adrenaline kicking in. So how do you cope up with that?
Well, it's all
must
about.
say I'm
I
of
think
course, yeah.
it's all about. I feel that what we give to them,
You
to
enjoy.
the audience, and
Yes,
the audience
that's true.
giving
That
back
the
to us.
energy we
Right.
get from the audience.
Right.
Yeah.
That
And we are kind of used to it now. Like we have been doing it for like many years and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's such a joy to see the passion you guys bring into the stage, you know. And I think it doesn't happen all the time, but when we connect with Misty, when we connect with you, we see that passion, and it's just simply mind-boggling, you know, to see how much of energy you guys have and how passionate you are over what you do, catering to our audiences and sharing your music with that. So we are going to take a short break, and we will be right back with you guys. Welcome back to Speakspire with Sajee. So we once again join our guests tonight at our studio, Rajitha Rupasinghe and Radika Rajavelu. So Rajitha, let's talk a little bit about your band. We would like to get to know your band members and hear a little bit about the history of Misty.
Yep. Misty was born in 1997 as a duo in the Maldives Islands.
Okay.
Where that's because I was performing with a band called Heat, Aubrey Wyman, the late Aubrey Wyman. Okay. I was with him for 4 years. Then I thought I anyway want to do things on my own. I was so determined, and then I 1997 I decided to go. I had this opportunity, extended this opportunity to go to Maldives to perform in a resort. So Misty was born in 1997 as a duo, myself and a guitarist. So from there onwards, I was there for about 18 months, and I came back to Sri Lanka, and the duo converted into a trio to a quartet. For a fully fledged band, we started in 2002. So from there onwards, there's no turning back.
Right.
So, and I'm glad to say that I have members who have performed with me for more than 20 years.
Wow.
So that's something very rare.
Right.
Very few bands, Sri Lankan bands, have achieved it. Very few bands have stuck together and perform even up to now. So I'm very lucky, I must tell you, that to have such talented lineup in my team. Starting with Dennis, he's the most senior member. Dennis Alvis. He was performing with me for it's 22 years now.
Okay.
And then Sanjeeva, who is our bassist, he's performing 21 years. Uday Valikala, more than, nearly 15 years.
Right.
Uday Valikala is very, very talented and a well-recognized musician. Because he played with Apple Green, to Friends, and he was in Europe for more than 15 years.
Right.
So Uday Valikala is part of Misty for the past nearly 15 years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then Sudat Munavira is a guitarist, another talented guitarist and a fantastic voice, soulful.
Right.
And he was with me again a good 14, 15 years, I believe. I don't know the numbers yet, but to bringing a band like that, to have a band like that, it is such a treat to have a fantastic team, a talented, dedicated, more than anything, a passionate team.
Right.
That's what, the question that you asked me a little earlier.
Right.
To give that energy, give that passion to the crowd, and what we really want to do is something so good to, always good to have.
Right.
And that we create that to a good blend that create us to what we want to do
Right.
on stage and to inspire and to please and to entertain the audience is something magic.
Right. So it's, I think, when we were listening to you, it's quite inevitable, right? Like the connection that you guys have with each other, it's quite important, because otherwise you won't be able to remain together for this many years, right? So what are some of the characteristics that you see are quite like very, very, I would say, that's important as a team for you to be able to work as a team?
Well, as a whole, I mean, all characters are different. If you want to specify, Dennis is the most craziest character in our band.
Right.
He is so crazy. When he was playing, that is very evident. You must have seen, and all these years and different. All my members have their own identity. So that is very remote, Sanjeev and Sudha, but they have their own thing going.
Right.
Udaya is so. I must tell you, I think we get motivated. The dedication that he puts into his work, more than a keyboardist, I must tell you that Udaya is a teacher, a keyboard designer, because all his experience. I mean, a lot of younger musicians always look at him and he learn, and so do Dennis. Is a fantastic drummer. I think one of the most talented, precise drummers that you will ever see in a band in Sri Lanka.
Right.
Proud to say that, because they are with Misty. You know, over the years, that is the strength that we have, the output that we give to the audience.
Right.
That's Misty.
Right. And thank you so much to you and to all your Misty members, because, you know, we, once again, going back to what we see from you guys and what we hear and what we, you know, watch. So basically, it's this whole team put together. And like you said, the output that the audience receive, it's simply amazing. We just love it. We embrace you guys all together. So kudos to Misty, and we wish you guys not 30 years, but, you know, 60. We want to see you guys like in the future performing the same way.
We enjoy. Amazing. I mean, that's the one aspect that I must tell you, that by traveling.
Right.
We started touring to US in the early 2000, if I'm not mistaken, in 2006, I believe.
Right.
Since then, this is our 11th visit to the US.
Right. And you guys are an international band, right? You perform globally. So how does it feel to be able to get out of Sri Lanka and perform in the international stages to your global audiences?
I mean, this year we celebrate 20th anniversary to tour to Australia.
Wow.
That's I'm not biased here, but we have a larger following in Melbourne, Australia.
Right.
Over the years, that that continues up until now. We have 2 sold out dancers in Melbourne alone this year.
Yes.
So we are organizing our 3rd event in Melbourne. That's where we celebrate our 2 decades of music, touring Australia. So that's a benchmark.
Right.
And significantly, we've been doing international events, predominantly for the Sri Lankan community. But having said that, we are lucky again to perform in such events like ITB, travel shows,
right.
WTM, the World Travel Mart, and performing a Sri Lankan event in Trafalgar Square, London, in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Performing in Trafalgar Square is something unique for a Sri Lankan
unique.
band.
Right, quite unique to any artist.
Not many have achieved
right.
it, to my knowledge, a band.
Right.
And to perform alongside at the Cannes Film Festival in Paris.
Wow.
That is an achievement. I mean, I must thank that, people who have invited us,
right.
Sri Lankan Airlines, is the foreign ministry. They have invited us to perform over the years, and that is an achievement for Misty.
Right. Yeah, it simply is. Not just for Misty, I think for all Sri Lankans, Rajitha,
Yeah.
because you are representing like the Sri Lankans abroad, right? So simply you are catering to a much more larger audience globally, and everybody embraces your music. So that's the key, right? That's what people love. And that's why even just like how you were talking about Melbourne or even USA, we keep wanting to see you guys more and more simply because we love you guys and the music that you bring to us. So,
Thank you for
Thank
that.
so Radika, going back to you, is there anything that throughout your performing career that you
Yes.
would say has stood out, or something, like a memorable experience you would like to share?
Yeah, when you say a memorable experience, I would say it's Gypsies.
Right.
Because they are one of the pioneer bands in Sri Lanka, so I got to work with them over a decade, as I said. So that's
Right.
a biggest achievement I have had in my life.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So all my gratitude, my respect goes to Sunila. Yeah.
So Radika,
Yes.
How has your exposure and the experience been touring with TNS Productions and being a part of their 45th production?
Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm very happy because Thusitha, this is the very first time I'm working with Thusitha. We have been trying to connect before we have been, he actually got me a lot of inquiries, but it didn't work out with us. But this time, yes, with Misty, I would be able to work with him. So yeah, so it was quite nice and the experience was good. And all thanks to Thusitha.
That's great.
Yeah, he has been a wonderful organizer and everything was going on really well. Yeah.
So Rajitha, let me just ask you, we know with fame people change. So what is one thing that you would say that's within you that has not allowed this change happen to you? For you to remain the same Rajitha from then to now.
I am what I am because it's the determination and do things your way. The great Frank Sinatra once said, I did it my way.
My way. And you do it your way. So that's a great way for us to wrap up this segment. And it's simply electrifying to have been having you guys at these studios today. Thank you, Radika, so much for joining
Thank you
us
very
here at the
much.
Walter J
Thank you
Studios.
very much for having us and wish you guys all the very best.
Thank you, and thank you, Rajitha.
Thank you so much.
And we will be back with you.
Thank you for the invitation extended to
Yes.
to me, Fin TV. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and the pleasure is always ours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Speakspire with Sajee. It's never an easy task for one person to be able to organize 45 shows. And tonight in our studios, we have one person who has been instrumental here in Los Angeles, California, for having organized 45 wonderful shows for us. Mr. Thusitha De Silva from TNS Productions. Thusitha සුදර්ශනී කියන දෙන්න එකතු වෙලා ෂෝස් 45ක් දැන් වෙනකොට මේ ලොස් ඇන්ජලිස් කැලිෆෝනියා වල පවත්වලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක ලේසි වැඩක් නෙමෙයි. අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් ඒ ගැන කියනවාද?
ඔව් මේක පටන් ගත්තේ මම ඒ සුදර්ශනී 2005 දී. ඉතින් දැනට අවුරුදු 21ක් මේ ෂෝස් 45ට දන්නේව නැතුව ගෙවිලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
ඔව්. එතකොට අපි කතා කරලා බැලුවොත් මුලින්ම මොකක්ද කොහොමද මේක පටන් ගන්න හිතුනේ?
ඔව් මුල් කාලේ ඇමරිකාවට මම ආවේ කියන්නේ 99 සැප්තැම්බර් 20 ඒ කාලේ ඉඳන් 2005 වෙනකන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මියුසිකල් කොන්සර්ට් වගේ දේවල් ඉඳලා ඉල්ල තමයි කෙරුණේ. නැත්තම් අර හුඟක් කෙරුණේ ඔය බෑන්ඩ් එකක් ඇවිල්ලා නිකන් ස්කූල් ඩාන්ස් වගේ දැන් මිස්ටි වගේ බෑන්ඩ් ඒ වගේ ඇවිල්ලා තමයි කෙරුණේ ඉතින්. එතකොට මට හිතුණා මේ කොන්සර්ට් වගේ එකක් කරොත් අර කෙරෙන අඩු නිසා පොඩි වෙනසක් තියෙයි කියලා ඔඩියන්ස් එකට. එහෙම තමයි පටන් ගත්තේ මුලින්ම. ඊට පස්සේ අර ඒ දවස්වලදී මමත් ඔය සම්බන්ධ වෙලා තිබ්බා වේදිකා
කලාවට. ඔව් මට මතකයි ඒ දවස්වල තුසිත ඩිසිල්වා කියන්නේ මෙහි ගොඩක් රංගන වේදිකෙක් හැටියට ගොඩක් බහලා කටයුතු කරපු කෙනෙක්. ඉතින් එතකොට ඒ බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකත් මේකට උදව් වුණාද?
අනිවාර්යෙන්. මේක තමයි ගොඩාක්ම ලොකු මේකක් වුණා. මොකද ඒතකොට මිනිස්සු දැනගන්න මම මේක කරේ නෑ. මිනිස්සු දැනගෙන ඒ අතර ඉන්න ගමන් තමයි මේක කරේ. ඒක ලොකු පහසුවක් වුණා මට ඕගනයිස් කරගන්න. ඒ අයගේ සපෝට් එකයි අදටත් ඒක තියෙනවා කන්ටිනියු වෙනවා.
ඔව්. ඒක ඇත්තටම අපි හැමෝම වෙනුවෙන් ඔබ කරන සේවයක්. මොකද මෙහෙදී ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි ගොඩක් මහන්සි වෙලා ඉන්නේ. හැමෝම රස්සාවල් පිටිපස්සෙන් දුවනවා. ඉතින් එතකොට රිලැක්ස් කරන්න කියලා පොඩි මානසික නිදහසක් ලබා ගන්න අපි හැමෝටම ඒ ෂෝ එකක් ගොඩක් ඉවහල් වෙනවා. So Rajitha, after 9 years, you're here back in USA as a part of the 45th production of TNS. How do you see it and how has this tour been for you?
Well, it's a magical journey, like what I said. All these years, I came to USA mostly predominantly organizing events on my own.
Right.
Because what I do is I get invited by, like what Thusitha mentioned, through alumni, old boys associations,
Right.
and other related Sri Lankan related associations. So I was. This is the first time that I had this opportunity to work with Thusitha. මම සිංහලෙනුත් පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්නම් මොකද මේ තුසිත මට දැන් අවුරුදු 2-3කට ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඉඳන්ම පොඩ්ඩක් touch and go යනවා මේක කෙරුන්නේ නැහැ මේ වැඩේ
මාකට් එක චෙක් කරනවා
නෑ අපි හැදුවා කොහොම හරි ටුවර් එකක් කරන්න
right
ඉතින් මම දැනගෙන හිටියේ නෑ මේක 45th production එක කියලා කොහොම හරි තව ඕගනයිසර්ස්ලාත් මට කතා කරා නමුත් මට තුසිත එක්ක කොන්වර්සේෂන් එකක් කරගෙන යනකොට මට හිතුණා තුසිත හරි පොසිටිව් my approach එකක් ගන්න හැමදේටම. එයාගේ mindset එකත් හරි positive. හරි ගොඩක් confidently කතා කරනවා. ගොඩාක් කට්ටිය කතා කරනවා වැඩ නැහැ. නමුත් තුසිත ගැන මම හිතුවා තුසිත මට approach කරනකොට ගොඩක් දේවල් ගැන මම හිතුවා කමන්නේ මේක කොහොම හරි කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මොකද එයා so we haven't been to California for 9 years.
Right.
So we haven't done that for some time. අපේ last tour එක තිබ්බේ 2023 වල USA වල අපි කරේ Houston උයින් New Jersey විතරයි.
Yeah.
Houston we played a charity show called Revive to Survive. And in New Jersey we performed for the Royal College New Jersey chapter.
Right.
So but we couldn't go we couldn't come to California. ඉතින් තුසිත ඔය ගැන කිය හිටියා නමුත් වැඩක් අපිට හරියට කනෙක්ට් වුණේ නැහැ. But last year තුසිත හරි positive approach එකක් ගත්තා. තුසිත මට confidently මට කිව්වා රාජිත මේ අවුරුද්ද අපි කොහොම හරි මේ වැඩේ කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඉතින් so අපි communicate කරන අතරතුරේදී may ongoing situation එක ආවා globally.
Right,
what is happening in the Middle East. So එතකොටත් තුසිත හැම දෙයක් ගැනම කතා කරේ positively. ඉතින් මට ඒ ගැන ගොඩක් පැහැදීමක් ඇති වුණා ඇත්තටම.
Right.
එතකොට මම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අර හරි very particular when it comes to planning a show because අපි එහෙ locally අපි ලංකාවෙත් සෑහෙන්න වැඩ කරනවා එතකොට වෙන රටවල් වලටත් අපි අපේ tour plans තියෙනවා නමුත් තුසිත කොයි වෙලාවවත් අර back step එකක් ගත්තේ නැහැ දෙයකට එයා හැමතිස්සෙම අර අපි මම කනෙක්ට් කරලා දෙන ඕගනයිසර්ස්ලාට උනත් එයාගේ වැඩේ උනත් එයා කතා කරන්නේ positively රජිත මේ එයාගේ නිය හොඳ වචනයක් තියෙනවා මේක මම වගකීමෙන් කියන්නේ මේ වැඩේ වෙනවා කියලා ඉතින් මට එහෙම අර ගොඩක් කට්ටිය කතා කරනවා වැඩ වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. ඉතින් වැඩේ එයා මට කරලත් පෙන්නුවා. අදටත් දැන් අපි මෙතන මේ ටුවර් එක කන්ටිනියු වුණා. නමුත් එයා තවත් මට පොඩි ස්ටෙප් එකක් ඉස්සරහට අරගෙන තව මම මීට කලින් USA වල back to back events ගහලා නැහැ.
Right.
හැබැයි තුසිත මට ඉන්පුට් එක දුන්නා යා. එයා මට කිව්වා රජිත මම මේ සැන් ෆ්‍රැන්සිස්කෝ වලට කතා කරනවා, ඇට්ලාන්ටා වලට කතා කරනවා, ලස් වෙගාස් වලට කතා කරනවා. මම මේ කොහොම හරි බලන්න මේ වැඩේ කරන්න. So එයාට ඒ දේ මට දෙනකොට මටත් ලොකු confident එකක් එනවා ඒ ගැන.
Right.
So TNS Productions, Thusitha, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For your encouragement and to organizing this tour with Misty.
Yeah,
and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
TNS Production on your 45th event as well as on your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to join in on that as well. And I would like to thank TNS Productions. 45 shows, not an easy task. Again, it's an amazing thing that you're doing. Simply for our community, right? And also for the Sri Lankan artists to be able to come overseas and to be able to showcase all the talents and everything else that comes along with that, while giving us, the local community here, to be able to relax, enjoy the music or whatever the show might be. So thank you again, TNS Productions.
You're welcome.
And we wish you guys all the best, to both you and Sudarshani, to be able to continue this and to be able to cater more and more to the Sri Lankan community here in Los Angeles, California. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Fin TV. Thank you.
So we are coming to you from Walter J Studios here at Fin TV Los Angeles, California. Rajitha and Thusitha. Fin TV Los Angeles is the only TV channel that's free to air, and I believe it's the only channel that's actually on a TV itself outside of Sri Lanka. So how do you guys feel about Fin TV?
Thank you very much for that. And I specifically want to mention the first step when I walked into the studios, it is so organized and professionally done. So Achala, I must thank Achala and the team Fin TV to have a Sri Lankan channel in the US.
Right.
So that is so encouraging to see that, you all are going strength to strength and to greater heights. And I wish you all the very best, Fin TV, and thank you for having Misty.
And it's our pleasure to have you guys in this studio, and we thank you so much for joining us tonight. We learned a lot from you, Rajitha. We learned a lot about Misty, your history, the culture that you guys have in your band, and what you are, your output to the community. Once again, we thank you so much for your music and for keeping us happy, all your global audiences, not just one person. Everyone is craving for you guys. So you, Radika, we thank you so much. And TNS Productions, we wish you all the best, and we hope you continue to keep bringing more and more bands to entertain us. Thank you again, and thank you so much for joining us on Fin TV Los Angeles. We will catch you with another episode with Speakspire with Sajee. Thank you.